Yeah, it's going to take effort. It's going to feel difficult. When you change anything in life, it's like when I set out to do something different, whether it's like a new fitness regime, it takes effort to do that. It's simple, but it's not easy. And that's the same thing with when it comes to our money. It's simple, but it's not going to be easier to change those behaviors, but you got to have that desire and you got to set that goal. How to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Have you ever wondered that? What would it take? So today, that's what we're going to speak about. Hi, my name's Dan Allen, and I'm with Ascendant Financial. And I have my colleague and good friend, Sarbloh Gill, with us. So we're just going to explore this subject and really ask and help you hopefully understand if you are living paycheck to paycheck, what would it take to change that? And I guess my first thought on that is really it's a mindset. Like you really have to have the desire to change something from the way you've been doing it. So Sarbloh, you got any experiences that you would know of or could speak to about some of the some of those things that you may have done in your life to help someone understand how they could change that behavior?
Absolutely, Dan. I'll use myself as example. So, I've been there. I was 23 years young, just fresh out of school, and my first job was, I was making a decent income. I was lucky to find that opportunity, and almost making very close to six figures per year as a gross annual income. And I got accustomed to Parkinson's law, where my expenses were rising to my income, because nobody in my family had ever taught me about money, and those things never occurred to me because I wasn't paying attention to it. I was always paying attention to, I got to go to school, I got to get good grades, I got to study really hard so that I can impress the professors so that they can give me even better grades than what I actually deserve. And then ultimately I'll have a degree, and with that degree, I'll have a job that is going to give me a probability or a potential to make or earn a living. And I did all that, and I was earning really good, but I never paid attention to money. Maybe it was just not part of a family discussion as I was growing up. So what ended up happening was I was spending pretty much all of the money that I was making because I wanted to maintain a certain lifestyle. And then a few years into doing all that, the realization hit, and it wasn't late. We're never late to make a change in life. And then, I looked at my bank account every time, and I only had $10,000 at a given time because I was spending all the money that I was making. And then when that realization hit, I changed my priorities. And the way it hit for me is because I saw my colleagues, my friends at that time, they were really getting ahead in life financially by doing something differently than what I was. I was just to focus on maintaining and creating lifestyle.
Yep.
So I see everything in life as a measure against how everybody else is doing. So I saw my friends doing better than me, and I compared them with me, and I was like, well, what is the difference? The difference was they were just prioritizing things differently. They were saving, they were budgeting to save, not just budgeting to spend. And I was budgeting to spend, not really budgeting to save.
Yeah.
So I took a step back and I said, okay, well, it has to change, and it has to change today. Because everything begins with the way that we think.
Yeah.
But it can only get better incrementally. Like, it cannot happen overnight, because I had to develop new habits. I had to change the way I think about money. I changed the way what I wanted and what I needed. Before, everything was just, I want
Yep.
this. I want my car. I want a new phone. I want this. Then I was like, no, it's got to change. It's like, is it need to have or is it nice to have?
Yep.
Then I started asking myself those questions. And I started changing myself by starting to put aside 5% per month per paycheck.
That's just a great share and story, Sarbloh. And just to build off that a little, I think what I've seen and experienced in life too is that we mentally, for different reasons, we have challenges around making changes, and we realize that it's going to involve, something that may be less desirable than what we had before. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges for us as we think about living from paycheck to paycheck is what are we going to have to give up? That's what comes to our mind. We're going to have to give up something to do that. And it's like one of the things I've figured out in life, and it took a while for me to get this through my mind and through into practice, was I didn't need to buy the $50,000 car because it's really nice. I could get a lot less car and it would still do exactly the same amount. And then when I started to think about, the financial cost of buying a $50,000 car when I could have got by with a $15,000 car and would have done exactly the same thing, it's really gets into those human behavioral kind of challenges and problems that we have, which is, go back to Parkinson's law, which is, once you enjoy something or once you see something nice and shiny, well, we have that real desire that's what we want. We want that. And it just really drives us in a way that, it really puts a challenge in our life to be able to, do things that are going to be more advantageous for us if we, don't spend that 50,000. And how can we use that money? And so I like how you talked about, you had to change something in your life and you had to have that desire. And so where did that go for you from, starting to set aside that 5% a year? What does that look like today for you?
Well, when I started to change my behavior, it was quite difficult for me, right? Because I wasn't accustomed to it. Human brain is just an interesting thing, right?
It is.
So habit takes time. So when I did it for 21 days, it takes 21 days to change a habit. I looked at every single day and I said, okay, how much can I save today? And it's not that I'm saving every day. Saving is how much less can I spend today, because what I spend less is basically what I save. So I challenged myself with that thinking in 21 days. And then, it created that compounding effect of behavior in myself. So every year going forward, Jan 1st of every year, I made my target. Okay, I saved 5% last year. This year, I want to challenge myself and I want to save 10%. And then same mindset, how much extra can I save today? Not by really saving. I was like, how much extra can I save by not spending that money if I don't need to spend that money on things that I want, versus if there's this thing that I need for sure, then I'm not going to hesitate buying it, right? So going forward, every single year, I challenge myself, January of every year, how much more can I save this year? Started with 5%, increase it 10% every year, 20%, 25%. Now I'm saving a lot more than that every year, not for the purpose of saving, for the purpose of keeping that money aside for an opportunity that's going to show up for me so that I can capitalize on that opportunity and I can multiply my wealth for my family.
That's really good. And I appreciate you sharing that with me. And as you were speaking, I was thinking about some of the stuff I've read. And one thing in particular came to mind, which was what Robert Kiyosaki has put in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And one of the things he talks about is, he drives a Land Rover. And, why does he drive a Land Rover? Well, he now drives a Land Rover because he's built his wealth to a point where, he's able to do that. And he didn't start out driving Land Rovers. He started out figuring out, how do I put my money to work? And how can I get that money, that dollar to multiply to a point where I can get passive income and that's what he now, drives. And so it's not about scarcity. It's not about, you got to live with, that $15,000 car all your life, but you got to make a change. You got to change your behaviors until you can do exactly what you're talking about, Sarbloh, which is you start to build, a warehouse of money that you can use to help improve your situation financially. And really that's the piece about this that I always like to share with people is like, it's going to take effort. It's going to feel difficult. When you change anything in life, it's like when I set out to do something different, whether it's like a new fitness regime, it takes effort to do that. It's simple, but it's not easy. And that's the same thing with when it comes to our money. It's simple, but it's not going to be easier to change those behaviors. But you got to have that desire and you got to set that goal. I really liked how you set a goal at the start of each year and just applied yourself to that goal. And so what's that done for you over the time that you've been doing that, Sarbloh? What do you notice for a change from where you were before when you were living paycheck to paycheck?
Well, in terms of living in general, Dan, like I don't see myself compromising on the lifestyle that I want to provide for my family. Like, in fact, I've still maintained the same lifestyle. It's just created more opportunities to multiply wealth. And because of me being able to do that, I was able to maintain, if not advance, my family's lifestyle. But what's important, Dan, is we have to work backwards from our why. Why do we want to do this? What are the things in life that's going to bring you energy, motivation, and what drives you? What's your purpose in life? Once you really understand that, then it becomes easy because now you have something to work towards. And my purpose when I was just out of university, I was a bachelor and wanted to live a life of variety. I didn't really have much purpose in life other than to enjoy. And thankfully for me, it didn't take me long to realize that if I were to continue on that path, I would be in a very bad financial position today, right? So the people that you meet in life and they influence you. So one of the things that resonated with me is I want to hang out with those people more. Because you when you surround yourself with people who have done better in life than you are, you automatically are influenced in a positive way to do what they are doing, not just for the purpose of saving money. I'm not talking about saving here. It's about prioritizing the things that you need in life. And then once you have ample wealth saved, then you can just use those as opportunity to do more things, because money by itself is not going to do anything, but you still need money to do those things that you want to do. So, right? And when I got introduced to the process of becoming a banker, the infinite banking concept, on page 65 of Nelson's book, he speaks to exactly what we're discussing today. Now, in page 65, Nelson talks about, or he shares things from the vantage point of becoming your own banker. But if you just read some of the things, the lines that he shared on that page, he talks about the most important word that comes to my mind is desire. Without it, you probably can't do it. Everyone is already spending all financial resources on what they think is best. There has got to be some honest introspection at some point, and a commitment to get out of financial prison must be a burning passion. This is going to require changing priorities in life. Now, he goes on talking about the importance of the function called banking in your life. So if you haven't heard about this book, if this is your first exposure to this book, make sure you get a copy of this book, and you're going to find some more value on becoming your own banker, and just right behind Dan out there. But the topic for today's video is about, stop living paycheck to paycheck. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like, and you said that so well. And some of the other parts you brought up that I just wanted to build off of, Sarbloh, was, you started to make a difference in your life by starting to save 5%, and then you moved it up from there. Mm-hmm. And the key thing is, and this is another book that I've got to read this last year, which I really appreciate. It's for businesses, but you can apply these principles to your life. And it's really about paying yourself first, like making that decision to pay, whether it's at 5% or 10%, you're paying that to yourself. And it's really a key kind of behavior is if you can develop that mindset that I'm going to pay myself first, because I should really have a value on myself and what I'm doing. And I love too also how you spoke about what's the purpose for what you're doing, and really know your why. And once you know your why and you work backwards from there, it's like we get caught up on, if I do this, it might take 5 years or 10 years to get to where I want to be. Well, I can tell you, based on my experience in life, 10 years goes by awfully quick.
Oh,
And
yes.
it really is worth it to get a result. Because if you don't change anything today, where are you going to be 10 years from now? If you're still living paycheck to paycheck 10 years from now, well, that's a possibility if you don't change something. If you don't go through that process of, thinking about your why and then putting together a step. And I'm going to tell you, start that paying yourself first. That's a
Yeah.
great place to start. And if you want to make a difference, in what you do, we have some great resources to help you out. And I always tell people, it's like, don't try to do this on your own. Work with one of us. We could even work and look at what you have. And maybe there's an opportunity with the way you're spending money now that you could free up some of that amount that you could start to put away. So there's other ways to do it. Just don't, get and set that desire, come up with a plan, get someone to coach you or mentor you. And really, if you want to speak to us about the whole process, I love this process we call becoming your own banker because it teaches discipline in saving. And it's just a great way to free yourself up from living from paycheck to paycheck. And just encourage you to do that. Anything else you wanted to share today, Sarbloh, about this subject?
Dan, you just said it all. This, what you just said towards the end was just brilliant. And, I would encourage anybody watching this video, just rewind to that portion that Dan was sharing and then rewatch it again. But again, there's a lot of content on our Bankers Vault YouTube channel.
Yep.
The book that we talk about, that we're going to leave the link to the description of the book underneath this video. You can click on that link and then order yourself a copy of the book. And if you want to check out some more videos on becoming a banker, well, make sure that you check out the video right here, which is going to pop up right here on what becoming a banker is. And I'm sure, and you'll be glad that you did.